Hello, I'm Jashikins, and welcome to another episode of Jash Reads. Tonight, we will be reading more of Megamorphs #1, The Andalite's Gift by Kay Applegate. Now, the reason this is so late is because I went to doctor's visit with my husband, and yeah, then after we had a little dinner, I went out to get some of his medication. So, ta-da! Yeah, fun times there. So let's get started. Let's continue. Okay. Live, 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 live. And today's chapter is narrated by the lovely Axe. Ta-da! Whose voice I am still trying to figure out. The Yerks put me in a box, not a cage, a Ramonite box with seamless walls on all sides. I was in that box for a time that spanned many Earth hours, and I felt despair. The special despair that comes from dishonor. Fisher 3 killed my brother. By the laws and customs of my people, I was supposed to avenge that murder. I was obligated to kill Fisher 3 if I ever had the chance. I had just been face to face with him, and I had done nothing. Yes, I had been surrounded by Hork-Bajir, and because I was young and not yet a full-fledged Andalite warrior, I could say that the full burden of revenge had not yet fallen on me. But it was a bitter feeling, a bitter, terrible feeling, knowing I had been face to face with Fisher 3 and had not struck. Had I missed my one chance for revenge? In my mind, I pictured the scene again. I had been surrounded by Hork-Bajir, but with Fisher 3 himself within range of my tail. Could I have struck? Could I have hit him before the Hork-Bajir fired and disintegrated me? No. Logic said no. But I felt a sick, twisting doubt inside me. Dishonor is a terrible thing. Worse than death for an Andalite warrior. Suddenly, one wall of my cage shimmered and became transparent. Ramnite is a metal that can stretch open or be made clear or opaque by molecular realignment. I could see the room beyond my cage, the bridge of Fisher 3's blade ship. The Visher stood on a raised platform in the center of a triangular room. Aligned on 3 sides of the bridge were various workstations manned by taxons and human controllers. Taxons are worm-like creatures. They have rows of needle-sharp legs, similar to a centipede. They hold the upper third of their bodies erect, and along the upper body, the rows of legs became pairs of weak but agile arms. A series of globular red eyes surrounded the top end of the worm, and at the very top is an always open circular mouth. The Hork-Bajir were a race of peace-loving creatures, enslaved by the Yerks, but the taxons chose to ally themselves with the Yerks. Each taxon now has a Yeerk inside its vile head, adding Yeerk intelligence to the Taxxon's own deep evil. Taxxons usually handle the more subtle work. Orc-Bajir used as soldiers. The Yeerk Empire was only just beginning to the Yeerk Empire was only just beginning to integrate its new human slaves into the Empire. In the air before Visher 3 was a hologram. It was obviously being shot from a great distance. The scene was distorted and light enhanced, which gave it an eerie, dreamlike quality. I thought you might enjoy watching this, Fisher 3 said to me. We were lucky to get a visual lock. My Veleek is closing in on another of your band. Soon, you'll have company. The hologram shimmered and wavered, but I could see the Veleek tearing through trees in a forest. And then a sudden flash of orange and black, a tiger, Prince Jake! There are some magnificent animals on this planet, Fisher 3 said. I'll have to acquire one of those. Look how fast it moves. But it's wearing out. It's a fast killer. It can't handle the long battle. Suddenly, the tiger that was Jake shot up a tree. The Veleek was eating its way up the tree. Prince Jake leapt into the air. I could just barely see the tiger hit the ground. It bared its teeth, but was too tired to run anymore. In a second, it would be over. The Veleek would envelop the tiger and bring it to Visual 3. Just then, the Veleek hesitated. Visual 3 stiffened. The Veleek disintegrated and, like a tornado, swept away at extreme speed. What is happening? Visher 3 cried. Every Taxxon, Orc-Bajir, and human controller on the bridge flinched. One of the human controllers stepped forward timidly. Visher, the Veleek must have sensed another morph. Why doesn't it bring me this one first? Visher, as you know, our knowledge of this Veleek is not perfect. I can only speculate. Suddenly, Visher 3 stabbed his tail at the cowering controller. The blade pressed against the human's throat. Speculate quickly, Visher 3 said. It, 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 Visher, it feeds on energy. It senses energy. We have made it sensitive to the energy created during morphine, but this bandit, this tiger creature, has stopped morphine. So the attraction has weakened. The Veleek would still capture this tiger, only some other morph energy field must have been created. The Veleek senses this new field and goes after the new energy source. Fisher 3 withdrew his tail from the man's neck. The human controller collapsed to his knees, sweating and shaking. Launch both bug fighters, Fisher 3 said. Keep a visual lock on the Veleek. Taxxons spoke in their strange tongue. Three needs 3 Faster than the eye could follow, Vishatri lashed out with his Andalite tail. The taxon screamed. The taxon was sliced open, its inside sloshed out all over the floor. The taxon collapsed in a heap. This creature says it is difficult to keep a visual lock on the Veleek. Does anyone else think it is difficult to follow my orders? No one did. Clean up this incompetent filth. Launch the bug fighters. Keep a visual lock on the Veleek. All this was said very calmly. 2 taxons rushed forward and began to eat their fellow taxon. The others on the bridge all paid very close attention to their work. Very, very close attention. I guess it isn't going too well for you, Visha. I sneered. He turned his main eyes on me, while his stalk eyes swept the room, looking for any slackness on the part of his creatures. Yes, your Andalite brothers have found a weakness in my Veleek, Fisher 3 said. They are playing games, morphing here, morphing there, whipping it from place to place. But you forget my little Andalite friend. I inhabit an Andalite body with full morphing powers. I know your weakness too. They can't play this game for long. And I am about to add to the troubles. He turned all eyes to me in a leering, deadly gaze. I would like to take them alive for my own reasons. But if I can't, I'll make do with their lifeless bodies. And that's the end of that lovely, lovely, happy chapter full of happiness. Yeah, full of fucking happiness there. That is a very heartwarming story of something. But yeah, Animorphs is one of those series that you would swear should never be read to kids at times. I mean, I started reading the series when I was 10, but just, oh my gosh. It becomes a lot darker as an adult. And I don't like the Andalites, okay? And this chapter shows another of my big problems with it. I think I might have mentioned this from a previous chapter, but anyways, I don't like their fucking goddamn honor code because it can be insane at times. Here's a kid, and because his brother was killed by one of the meanest bastards in the galaxy, now he's honored bound to kill Visher 3, and he is feeling bad about not being able to kill someone that many people stronger than him haven't been able to either. And I'm just like, on one hand, I really want to hug Axe, and at the other end of the spectrum, I want to beat the shit out of him so he will start to go to his senses. So his senses will come to him. I just like, ah. But I will say, as always, I enjoy doing Visher 3. Just this confident dude that knows what he wants. I mean, yes, he's evil, but I just like having that confidence for just a little bit of my life. So, what did you think about this chapter? Please comment any thoughts below. But I want to especially ask you about the honor code of the Andalites. What do you think about it? And if you're going to post your comments, remember, no major spoilers. I am hoping beyond hope that people who have never heard of Animorphs get into this series. And so there are some really major twists and turns throughout the series that I would love for people to experience on their own. So I was going to add a little bit of the sentence. Oh yeah, so I don't want any major spoiled in the YouTube comment section. And if you do want to talk spoilers with me, if you're on the YouTube, link in the description to my Tumblr Ask Box, and just talk spoilers with me, yo. I'm cool and hip and young. I must say, when you get a little bit older, your views of what's young and old do change. I mean, I'm 32 right now, and like when I was maybe 13, I'm like, oh my god, 32 is so old. And now 32 is like, eh. I do not feel old at all. Nope, not old at all. Tired maybe, but not old. There's a difference. And hey, if you're a brand new Phantomorph that's new to the series, welcome. This fandom does not have cookies, but it does have some awesome cinnamon buns, aka humanity's greatest creation. And if you watch this video and are like, hey, I want my very own copy of Megamorphs #1, The Andalite's Gift, guess what? If you're on the YouTube's link in the description, if you're on my blog, link down below, and both links will take you to where you can buy your very own copy of Megamorphs #1, The Andalite's Gift by K.A. Applegate. And if you buy from those links, you're not only supporting, the creators of Animorphs, you're also helping to support me and my blog and everything I do on it. And yeah. Whew. Okay. I just don't really like asking for money. It's just always weird for me when I do. But anyways, if you're on the YouTubes, like this video if you want to slap some sense into Axe. And also, please subscribe to this YouTube channel because guess what? I will be reading the entire Animorphs series. So please stay tuned. Please. I sort of need attention. And if you're watching this on my blog and watching on the desktop version of my blog, please choose the follow by email option so you will never again miss one of my awesome blog posts. I don't just do Jash reads, I also post edited versions of my fanfics. There's other types of posts besides, fanfics and dramatic readings, so you should really check it out. And the next episode Jash reads will be more of Megamorphs #1, The Andalite's Gift by K.A. Applegate. And it will air in just a few short hours. And until next words. And until next video, goodbye.